Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? It's proclaimed the greatest radio show.
Welcome back, fans. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spread. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with Jay Dash. We're going to talk A.J. Burnett today. He went 9 shutout innings in a 1-0 win against Philadelphia. Burnett's been stud all year. The Bucs struggled a little bit early on to score runs for him, so he lost a couple opportunities for a win, although he did have a good outing. The Pirates are on fire right now. They've won 7 in a row. They're 38-27. That's second in the NL Central behind the Cards. I read somewhere the other day the Bucs had like the 4th best record in baseball, but we're still 6.5 games behind the Cardinals because the damn Cardinals are just on fire all year.
Yeah, I think they actually have the 2nd best record in the National League right now.
Yeah, it's just the Cards might come down to earth a little bit after all these injuries.
I'm believing it.
The Pirates are 20-5 in their last 25 games. Like I said, they're on a 7-game win streak. They're tied with the Cubs for the most runs in the NL Central with 267.
Yeah, the Cubs actually won 17-0 yesterday on Wednesday, so they caught up pretty quick.
They were hitting against a left fielder, though, so don't get too excited, Cub fans.
I'm not sure if that was the game. I seen there was 2 games this week where actually 2 position players pitched for one team.
Brutal.
Teams are getting smoked these days.
Yeah, too much specialty in the bullpen, and guys can't go more than 1 inning or 5 batters.
Well, what it is they're getting blown out. The game's 17-0. Why even pitch the guy? Just throw your left fielder in there and let him get blown up. Who cares?
I would just tell a pitcher to go out there and throw lobs then, you know what I mean? Not even really, just loosen his arm up a little bit more.
I mean, you could just go throw some batting practice, but
yeah.
You don't want to hurt your pitcher's ERA. Who cares about your left fielder's ERA?
Well, the Buckeyes got a good ERA as a team. They've given up the 2nd least runs allowed in Major League Baseball behind the Cardinals. The Pirates with 207 allowed. The Cards have 186. That's a plus 60 run differential.
For the Buccos, yeah, that is 2nd in the NL. Cards, 1st in that area
they
as
just
well.
Keep first in us on everything.
It's all right, though. They have injuries. The Pirates have been the best team in June. At least their pitching staff. They have the best ERA in June. I believe the Pirates are going to turn around and actually take this division still.
Well, it doesn't matter because the Cards are just going to hack the Buccos' computers to find out everything we know about scouting and trades and everything. So then they're just going to steal all our info. Bill Belichick hanging out with Cardinals top brass.
They did it to the Astros, but they probably do it to every team, and that's why they're just ahead of everybody with mediocre players half the time.
Believe it.
But on this 20-5 streak, Burnett is 3-1, and against Philadelphia on Sunday, he took a no decision in a 1-0 win, like you were saying. It was an 11-inning game.
The one thing I want to say is you didn't even like the Burnett signing at the beginning of the year, and I told you this guy would be beast, and I was right.
I didn't say I didn't like the Burnett signing. I just said I'd rather have Volquez in there. And Volquez pitched well this season, but nothing like Burnett has. This game, 9 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. Look, he went just 101 pitches. This was an 11-inning game. He could have actually went into the 10th inning.
I wanted to see it. I was actually watching it, and I don't watch very many Pirate games, but I love when Burnett's on the mound, and he was bringing it that game. It was crazy.
Yeah, I guess you could say this is his best outing of the season. He pitched very well against the Mets earlier at the beginning of the streak. It was actually the 2nd game of this 20-5 streak. But he was so efficient in this game. Just 1 walk. Yeah, his Ks were down, but it doesn't matter. He was unhittable. His ERA now, 189 on the season. So he should be right back up in there with Garrett Cole for Cy Young candidacy and really all-star starter.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be between Burnett or Cole. Come on.
Max Scherzer is another option there, and we'll be mentioning here in a second.
Well, see, nobody knows how to spell his last name, so let's just get him out of there. If you can't spell the dude's last name, he's out.
I can spell it.
Well, nobody asked you.
Anyways, Burnett in this game, he only let up 1 extra base hit. It was a core double in the 1st inning. And then he only allowed 1 walk as well, like I was saying, and that came in the 9th inning against Chase Utley. So this was his most efficient game, if nothing else. But he didn't get the win because Hamels was in beast mode as well. He went 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 12 Ks on 102 pitches. You can see Burnett was more efficient, but Hamels was striking a ton of people out in this game.
Maybe they're going to be in the same clubhouse soon.
I don't see that trade happening. We're actually going to do a segment this week and on a couple trade talks that hosts around Pittsburgh have been coming up with that I just disagree with. It makes no sense, but
they're just trying to generate buzz that isn't there so people will listen to them.
Yeah, let's just say they want to bring in Hamels, but we're also going to lose Glass now and Polanco. No, thank you.
Yeah, nope.
Hughes and Bastardo combined for 2 shutout innings in this game.
Surprised me. Bastardo's garbage.
Bastardo got the win in this game, actually, and he actually got 2 wins in this series, I believe. He got 2 wins in 3 days, or something like that, I think it was.
I thought I seen a pig flying by my window the other day.
Harrison singled in Walker in the 11th inning for the win against Papelbon, and that was it. It was a 1-0 win for the Pirates. Burnett on the season, though, he has been dominating pretty much all year. I mean, he's had 2 semi-rough starts, I guess you want to say, but look, his first 9 starts of the season, he allowed 9 earned runs. That is domination right there.
I believe it.
And then he had the 2 rough starts. He went 5 2/3 with 8 hits allowed, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks at San Diego on May 28th. Now, this is when they went on that West Coast trip, and he actually pitched at San Francisco on June 2nd. Allowed 4 earned runs in 5 innings, 8 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks. He allowed a jack. So that was his 2 bad outings.
I know what the problem is. They were playing in California. You know it's legal out there.
Yeah, and Burnett does that.
You know he was hitting them clubs up. He got just a little bit too smoky before the game, that's all.
But look, in his last 2 starts, including this Philadelphia start, 16 innings pitched, 10 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 10 Ks. So he's back to his ace form after those 2 rough outings. And he actually has 8 earned runs between those 2 bad starts and 10 earned runs in his other 11 starts.
He's really putting it together. He said it's probably going to be his last year. He's not 100% sure. He really wants another World Series. He loves the Buccos, man. I don't understand what it is, but when he came here, he really gelled with the fan base, the organization, from, upper management all the way down. Everybody loves him. They were sad to see him go last year, and he brings something to that clubhouse, that swagger. I don't even like that word, but I don't know. He brings that to. He just, every time he's on the mound, he expects to win. And I think that's like funneled down from him to these other young players who were good enough to be that way. They just needed somebody to help them find that mindset because they hadn't been able to do it themselves.
Yeah, this guy is very talented, don't get me wrong, but I think you got to give a little bit of credit to the Pirates for keeping this guy as dominant as he's been for going on 3 seasons with the Pirates now. You look this season, though, he's been better than he ever has. In 13 starts, he's 6-2, has a 1.89 ERA, a 1.13 WHIP, in 85.2 innings pitched, just 73 hits, 18 earned runs, 3 home runs, 24 walks, and 74 Ks. Now, every number there is pretty much elite. The Ks maybe not top 5 elite, but it's still a great number to have. But what I want to look at here, 24 walks in 85.2 innings. This is a guy that he didn't have terrible control in his career, but he always gave up a little bit too many walks. And in fact, last season, he led the league in walks. This year, this is an elite walk number, 24 in 85.2 innings. This is something you really never seen out of A.J. Burnett, and he's holding opponents hitting to just 233 off of him.
He could easily be 9 or 10-2 also, because the Buccos, a lot of close 1-run games that he had early in the season. And like I said, man, when he comes out there, I don't know. He's just this different mindset with this club than last year with Philly. It just didn't seem like he even wanted to be out there with the Phillies.
But look at this. He had a game against Chicago. It was at Chicago on May 17th. He pitched 7 innings and they won the game 3-0, but he allowed 5 walks in that game.
Yeah.
Now look, he has 19 walks in his other 78.2 innings pitched. Now the 24 and 85.2 is elite, but this is straight dominant. This is top of the league type stuff.
He's on fire, man. He wants that World Series. He's going to put the team on his back. He doesn't care if he's 55 years old. 9
starts with 1 earned run or less. Completely dominant. He deserves to be an all-star. He will be an all-star, I believe. Probably not starting the game. But really, right now, him, Garrett Cole, maybe Shelby Miller, Max Scherzer, these guys are who we should be talking about for the Cy Young.
Well, listen, does the AL even have a shot in the All-Star game if your rotation ends up being Scherzer, Cole, Burnett and, you know, one of the other beast guys that are going right now in the NL. Like, this is ridiculous.
Well, what'll happen in the All-Star game is they'll all pitch maybe 1 inning, 2 innings at most.
Right, but that, I mean, that's most
it's
of the
hard.
game with top of the line starter. The AL's got no chance if these guys all make.
But you also got to think, how does A.J. Burnett feel coming in the 4th inning and pitching an inning? You
He'll be
know,
all right.
I mean, he could actually get lit up because they aren't used to that kind of stuff. That's why the All-Star game should not count for anything.
Yeah,
It makes no freaking sense at all.
never understood why they did it to begin with. It doesn't make it more exciting. It just makes me mad.
But look, A.J. Burnett's next start, 7:05 on Friday at Washington Nationals versus Max Scherzer.
And I bet you he comes out and dominates because maybe not, you know, win the game, but him and Scherzer are going to have a great game against each other. He feeds off of that competition.
Well, listen, this is 2 of the best pitchers in all of baseball. 2 of the best offenses, at least in the National League. It's hard to compare offenses AL to NL because it's so different. But this is a huge game, and this could really go a long way in who is chosen later in this season as a Cy Young. A.J. Burnett, Max Scherzer. Who's chosen as the All-Star starter? A.J. Burnett, Max Scherzer. This game could go a long way in that decision. But all in all, A.J. Burnett has been dominant with Cole, Liriano, and him. The Pittsburgh Pirates have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. And let's not forget, Charlie Morton has been dominating.
Garbage.
And we're actually going to do a segment on him that he's went 5-0 in his first 5 starts to start the season. Go check that out.
Again, I told you I seen pigs flying past my windows.
I don't know, man. Charlie Morton looks really good. You do need to see it a little longer. We'll talk about it in that segment. Wrap this one up.
All right, that's it. Thanks, Dash, for coming in. Thank you, fans, for listening. Fans, you could follow us on Twitter at bet_the_spread. You could follow me on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out the website at thespreadnews.simplesite.com. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.